God, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. Stephen Hauschka now about set to get this one started, and we are underway here on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Mike, 49. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run. Kill.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Hey, let's go. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Slam. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check 50. Watch the shot.
They run with Hines. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check three.
They'll run on first down. Hines. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike 51.
On 2nd and 9. Brissett. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 32-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 32-yard line. Brissett sets to throw it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Rush in. Switch. Joker. Switch.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
58.
Now Allen. They get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Watch twist. Watch the edge. Check. Lucky. Check. Pass 85.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
58. Mike, 58, right there. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
To the air, Allen. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Darius Leonard, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
It never takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Justin Houston making his presence felt there in the backfield.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Taken in at the 11. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting?
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, 78 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
58, right over there, Hey, whoa! 58 to Mike, 58.
Going for it on 4th down. Allen. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make a drastic shift forward. Edwards now on 1st and 10. Able to slither by. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Allen to throw again. Jones has it. That's good for 28 yards.
First and goal, Buffalo.
50, 19, 58, come on. Wrap. Check. Under 10, 10. Middle.
They'll run here with Edwards. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Edwards. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Gus Edwards, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Hauschka adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Fresno. 25, check 25.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines, 88 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A very solid gain of 27. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Hey, you don't want it. Show it.
To the right side, this is Edwards. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen, he finds Yeldon. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing is Allen on third. He completes it to Jones. That'll put him right at 100 yards receiving in this first half alone. It's a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. A give for Edwards running right. And he's got some space here. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Allen. This is caught. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They come out here in the eye. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
Let's make these babies cry. Check. Alert.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Gus Edwards with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Hauschka with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
65, 65, 65.
Brissett on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Brissett. He's got it to Hilton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On 1st and 10, Brissett looking deep for Hilton. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Now we're signaling a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
51 the mic, boy, 51.
Brissett again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Meanwhile, here, a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 15 now. Allen caught by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Edwards. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Go, go, go. 53. Let's go. 53.
Allen. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 43. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Now again, right side, Edwards. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Check 4, check 4. Check.
Now Allen. This complete to Jones. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 33.
Pull together. Bang, 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 bang. Shift.
On first down, it's Edwards. The ball comes out, and the Colts pick it up. So the defense there, opportunity.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run on first down. It's Edwards, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They run once more with Edwards.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation. So off goes Allen, and on comes Stephen Hauschka for the Buffalo field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Bills have come back to regain the lead. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down, and that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Shift, shift.
Now it's Hines, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
58, come on. Check, 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 check.
And the blitz does come. He's going to air one out. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now again, right side. It's Hines, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They run again with Hines, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you get success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Mike 51. Not today, you won't. Not today. 51's a Mike. 51's a Mike. Watch the curl. Watch the curls. Mike 51. Mike 51.
On third down, Brissett. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Ed Oliver has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
They'll go back to Edwards on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Back to throw. Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
58 to Mike, 58. Hey, Delta, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Allen going to go on 4th down. Complete to Jones. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Allen now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. They run with Edwards. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. On 1st down, Logan. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Slam. He's crashing. He's checking crack. Check 50. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Watch the safety creep.
Now a run with Edwards. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Again, it's Edwards. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a fourth down. A pressure spot now for a guy who's been here before, and that's Stephen Hauschka. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Check 99, check 99, check 31, check 31, go. Check.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Check. Lucky. Check.
They'll run on first down. Hines. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of the play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Staying on the ground with Mack. And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 38.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Check.
This is Hines. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Here's Hines. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
On 2nd down, it's Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
58 to Mike. Watch the back. 58, boys, 58.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 25 yards that time.
That's good for a Colts. First down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime, as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime, as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner.
For the field goal, a 31-yard attempt.
Tavecchio puts this one through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goal's from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Colts, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.